again with another game day presents Pax Dei Carpentry 101. If you're getting started in Pax Dei, which just premiered on the 16th of October, you might want to work on carpentry. If you saw in my original 10 tips, carpentry is one of the skills everybody wants to work on if you work on any skills at all, because carpentry makes a lot of the bits and pieces that are used in all the other skills. Plus, if you do decide to get a plot and start building, carpentry controls a lot of the build elements. So this is going to be my introduction to carpentry. We're going to start from the dead beginning as far as that. I've already gathered some supplies and put them in my shared storage, but the character is going to start from the dead beginning, so you can see how to start leveling carpentry right off the bat from the Petra, using the stations available. And really, we're just going to be working with wood and stone for this particular demonstration. So we're going to go ahead and get in now. Let's get to the game. Let's see. Okay. Oh. Okay, let me make sure our sound is good while we're at it by going in and looking. I'm not really going to be monitoring chat at all for this one, because we're just going to go through the how-tos real quick. Check 1 2, check 1 2, check 1 2, check 1 2, check. Okay, and we're in the game. So let's get started. Okay, we spawned in with a brand new character for this. His name is Professore. He's your professor in carpentry. And to get started, I mean, you of course gather stone and wood from around the area, but in this case, I've already dropped off some wood in the Petra die for this. We're going to grab a little bit of stone too, just in case. And the reason I'm grabbing this stone is to show you one of the elements here when it comes to leveling stone. If you go to the log workbench and you put in sand. Okay, we haven't even unlocked it yet, so let's not worry about that yet. But when sand is unlocked, you can grind sand, you can grind Gneiss stone into sand as one of your quick ways to level your carpentry. But right off the bat, to level carpentry, you take some wood, and you can get wood by just picking it up off the ground, or eventually making your axe and chopping down some trees. Go over to this chopping block here, and these are your initial things, and you'll see that the skill starts at moderate for planks. So what you want to do is craft a few planks. It's only going to take about 2 or 3 of them to successfully go up a level. They are up a level, and they drop to easy, so we're going to stop the planks now. We're going to go to the beams, which are now moderate, and craft them. And like I said, this is going to be your quickest way to level carpentry. They just drop to easy. Next, you're going to make wooden stocks, which are now moderate. And then the climb gets steeper as you go up in levels, so it takes more crafts to level at each level. Now at 4, and we're at easy, but we're going to do, well, let's see, actually, let's see if sand is unlocked. Now let's see if sand is now available. No, it's not. Logwood. I'm pretty sure sand is in the logwood bench, so I'm going to continue to make stocks. Look around again to see if there is a basic carpentry bench here, because I have not noticed one, but I may have missed it. As you can see, we've got the log workbench. The wood chopping block. This is the spinning wheel and the tailoring bench. There's none in any of these tents, right? Weapon, armor, and forge. There's nothing around the rest of the Petra. There's no carpentry workbench. Guess that would make some sense, because carpentry is primarily for building, and the plot owners are the ones that are going to want to do most of the building. Just wanted to double check that one. Okay, but now let's go to the log workbench. I believe you can go to sand now. Sand, okay. And it is hard. That's okay, because we got a lot of stone. So let's go ahead and grab the stone, put the rest of the stuff away for now. Just going to see how fast we're going to level up the sand. We're going to go to there's also, let's see, gargoyles. If you've got a founder's pack, you can make those. Don't worry about those. We're going to go down to sand. And we're going to grind all of our stone into sand. And we're not using any grace, because grace will increase your skill, but you'll get less experience. It'll temporarily make you act as if you're a higher skill. So the difficulty will be less, and so the experience you get will be less. Doing this at hard, even with failures, is better experience than doing the long wood stocks at easy. But you can do those too and get yourself another level before you switch to stone. That was just my front door opening, don't worry about it. stone and wood is real easy to come by. There's sticks and stones laying all over around the Petra. You don't even need to mine or chop to even get started. And look, we're already up to level 16 in carpentry. But it's still moderate, so I'm just going to grind stone into sand until it gets to trivial. And that's going to be most of your carpentry that you're going to need. If you're not specifically a carpenter, you'll be able to make most of the pieces. And then eventually, if you get better equipment and a higher wood cutting level, you'll start getting heartwood, and you can turn heartwood into advanced things in the wood chopping block to increase your carpentry even further. That, of course, usually necessitates getting a better weapon, which will require either plot supplies, an ally, or money, and buying it off of the market. There we go, we're already up to level 7, and grinding stone into sand is now dropped to easy. You're still getting a good amount of experience, between 400 and 700 every success, and a little bit on a failure, and you're not failing that often. The amount you get on a failure is about the same as what you get on a trivial for a skill, in that range. So even if you fail at something, you generally get a little bit of experience doing it. And we're just going to grind out a bunch of this stone and this sand. Like I said, yeah, I started this character like brand new for this one, just to show you how quick we're leveling. It doesn't have even any of the leveling I did during the 10 tips video, because I wanted you to see how quickly carpentry is going to go up. And I'll do the rest of my instructional videos from this character, which is right now only has carpentry skill, has no skill in anything else. Now every once in a while it'll seem to stop like that. Give it a second. If it still stops, walk away from the bench and start over again. Start it up again, because it means it got caught in an internal loop. We're up to carpentry 8. We're still at easy though, so we're still gonna do it. And of course, all the pieces from carpentry will be used in further crafts. That's why I figured that the best craft to show you next after blacksmithing was carpentry. Blacksmithing got your basic gear going, which is why that was our previous instruction. But carpentry is going to teach you how to make the bits and bobs that you need in order to make everything else in other crafts, because carpentry provides the wood component, which is used in just about everything. My next video, just to give you guys a preview, the next instructional video I'll be doing will be on fletching, and then following that will probably be leatherworking. Okay, we don't have enough stone to make any more sand, but we're into level 8 of carpentry, which makes us high enough to make a lot of the different carpentry items, like we're going to make okay, a lot of it takes carpentry table, so but you can make a lot of the items on this log workbench using pieces off of this. And that's going to give you the next few things. Like this winch is for making a water well. It needs flax fiber. Thank you. Move out of the way, kitty. I can't see. And the winch is also uses just basic sapwood. So the flax fiber and sapwood, you could make a winch, which is moderate, and that could get you, just making winches could get you up to the level 9 or 10 in carpentry. And that's the quick way to make carpentry. Let me see, there might be another recipe that's good while we're at it. Just take a look. Wooden wrenches right there. What else is that? That is the what that is. So it takes longwood stocks and linen cloth, which we don't currently have. The table takes planks and beams, which we can make both of, and that one is mastered already. What's that? That's griffin chest. We're not going to look at that because you have to have founder to get that. Hunter's bench uses planks and beams, and it is mastered as well. Most of these things are now mastered. Hunter's chandelier is now mastered. That's another gargoyle. Let's see. Straw is trivial. I think sand is going to be our best bet. Pretty much till that's fletching. I mean, you can make some of the tools. And once you start getting some other pieces from other things, there's sand. Like you make pottery molds. That takes clay, which you can just pick up, and planks, and that's trivial though. Let's see. Sand is still at easy. We're going to want to go to something a little bit harder that's still in carpentry. And that's the thing, it's just about everything else here is in some other skill sets. So sand is really what you're going to want to grind out until you start getting other pieces that you can make things with. And I'm going to go ahead and put the Gneiss away, put the sand away, and that's carpentry in a nutshell, and that'll get you all the way up to level 8. And really, with grinding, if you get enough stone, you could actually grind your way all the way up to level 10 before it becomes trivial. So, and then after that, you can start making firewood things if you can get yourself some heartwood, which does take an improved axe. Which will require working with others, even if it's just buying it off of one of the markets, because you don't have a furnace, so you can't make anything out of impure iron or anything of that nature. But anyway, that concludes our carpentry instructional video. Once again, this has been the Gamer Seuss channel with Doc, aka Gamer Seuss, and all my videos are dedicated to Extra Life, part of the Children's Miracle Network, which means if you support my channel and I monetize in any way with my channel, 50% of anything I make goes to Extra Life, helping the kids with long-term conditions in the hospital through the Children's Miracle Network. And if you happen to be a Amazon Prime member in the US anyway, you do get one free subscription to Twitch a month, and if you use that free subscription, that gives me $2.50 into my kitty. I got to make 100 in order to withdraw, but that means that for every $2.50 you give me through a Prime subscription, $1.25 will end up in Extra Life's coffers. So that's one way you can do it. You can also like, subscribe, share, hit the notification, send up smoke signals, whatever it takes to let people know about my channel, especially if you're playing Pax Dei, because I'm going to keep making more and more of these instructional videos and some play videos and things of that nature, so you can see how the game goes. And I will show you how to do some building of houses and things later on. So stay tuned to this channel for everything Pax Dei. I also play 7 Days to Die and other games and do videos there. So if you're interested in other videos, check them out. Thank you so much, and in the immortal words of Stan Lee, Excelsior, have a great day. And let me see here. Do we have anybody in channel? No, not really. I'm not going to do a raid